Hello, welcome to another tutorial. In this video, we'll be going over how to run your AUBO C++ SDKs on your Windows computer. So the first step is to open up your C++ SDKs folder and open this AUBO i5 SDK solution file using Visual Studios. Once your solution opens, you can see here within the solution file you have the main AUBO i5 SDK CPP file and also your example.cpp. This example.cpp contains all the sample projects that you can play around with, that you can run. And here, this is the main file where you run all the code basically. So today we'll be going over 3 of the example projects. Now inside this main file, you can see we're including some header files here, and most importantly, we're including the IP address of the robot. And to find that again, you can go into your AUBOPE software, settings, network, click if config, and then based on your connection, you can find your IP address right here. So you're going to put that IP address right here. And now in this main function, basically you can just uncomment whichever example you want to run and comment out the rest. For example, let's start off by taking a look at this example moveJ function. Let's take a look at what this is. As you can see here, first we define 6 joint angles. Then we call move joint to these 6 joint angles, and it will return whether the move was successful or not. So this function essentially just makes the robot move to one position. So now let's go ahead and take a look at this. So now let's go back to the main file and run this function and see what it looks like. As you can see, the robot just moved to the defined 6 joint angles. So now let's take a look at another example. So comment this one out. Let's take a look at example move P. Save this file. So move P basically first defines a set of joint maximum accelerations and velocities. Also sets up end max linear acceleration and velocities as well. And now it will loop through this move twice, so I less than 2. So first it will move to this set of joint angles to initialize the move. Next, it will set several waypoints here, 1, 2, 3, 4 waypoints. Then it will call a move track, and it will basically be this move track is basically a spline between these 4 points. And it will go through this track twice, and at the end of every single time, it will return back to this very initial waypoint. So now let's run this and take a look at what this looks like. Now it moves back to the very initial position and performs the spline track again. So that's the move P example. And let's take a look at one last example here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this example board IO. So in this example, we're basically setting the user digital output 0 status, and right now we're setting it to 1, so IO status valid. If we wanted to set it to 0, we will just put invalid here instead. So currently, if we look at our IO status in the settings, IO state, user IO, we can see that DO is off. So now once we run this, we will see DO turn on here. And there you go. Now DO0 is on. So these are just 3 basic examples. Feel free to go through this example.c+ file to explore other examples. And if you have any other inquiries, please feel free to contact AUBO support.